Hey, Saidhul.
Yeah,
Loud.
hi guys.
Yes, it's said.
Oh, okay. Thanks for confirming. So let us start the session, everyone. Okay. So this is our very first demo with the data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. So the new batch is going to be starting from today. The demo 1 and demo 2. Two demo sessions will be happening today and tomorrow. So I would like to tell you the overview before we starting the session. So I would like to tell you guys, this is our new batch for data engineering with the Google Cloud Platform. That is nothing but GCP data engineering. Okay. And today and tomorrow is our demo sessions. Okay. Today and tomorrow we will be having two demo sessions. That is demo 1 and demo 2. From Monday onwards, the regular sessions will start. The regular sessions from the Monday. Okay. So this is a course of almost 2.5 months. Okay. This is a course of 2.5 months. We will be having sessions from Monday to Friday, daily 1 hour session, 1 hour live session will be there. So this is what is the course outline. I just wanted to tell you before we starting the session. Okay. So the course is GCP data engineering, everyone. And we are going to have a two demo sessions for this one today and tomorrow. And the regular sessions are going to be starting from the Monday onwards. Okay. The course duration is going to be the 2.5 months. And we will be having the sessions from Monday to Friday and 1 hour every day. Okay. So that is what. So let me going to tell you what is the agenda for today's session so that we can get started on this one. So for today's agenda, as we are learning about the GCP data engineering, I wanted to tell you what is this data engineering first. What is data engineering and what is the role of a data engineer? We are going to talk about that first. And after that, I'm going to talk about what is Google Cloud Platform and the benefits of using the Google Cloud Platform for data engineering. We are going to see it. So that is our second topic. And the third topic, I'm going to tell you the detailed course curriculum. So what are the cloud basic topics that we are going to cover? And what are the data engineering tools in the Google Cloud Platform we are going to cover? And I'm going to tell you a detailed course curriculum in the third topic. In the fourth topic, I would like to tell you the course details, such as what is the timings and how do we provide the notes and are we providing you the recordings or not? All of those details I am going to tell you. Okay, so this is our agenda for the session, guys. What is data engineering? What is Google Cloud Platform? The detailed course curriculum and the course details. Okay, so by the end of the session, I am going to answer all of your questions. So some people will be having plenty of the questions in their brain. So maybe like, how can I get a job from this course, right? So I'm learning this course. So how would I get a job from this course, right? Or sir, I have a very good experience, maybe 3 years, 4 years, or 4 years. So how can I manage my current experience? What about my current experience, right? And I don't know cloud at all. Will I be able to learn it or not? Okay, so I'm very new to the cloud and I'm very new to the data engineering field. Will I be able to learn it or not? Okay, so that also we will see. And does it make sense to my profile or not? So some people are already in some area, maybe in the testing or supporting role or whatever it is. So does it make any sense to my profile or not? So I'm going to, maybe you may be having even more questions also. So by the end of the session, I'm going to cover all of these questions and I'll try to give a very good understanding of all of these in a very pictorial view so that you guys going to understand. And this course is going to be give you that much of confidence for you to get a land on a dream job or getting a very good pay, or maybe shifting from a non-IT to the IT, or shifting from a IT from the very less pay to the very higher pay. So we are going to see all of those details in our upcoming in our an entire session so that you guys going to be getting a very good understanding of what is this actually course about. Okay, so that is what I'm going to answer. So please be patient throughout the entire session. If anyone have any questions, you can always raise your hand so that I'm going to tell you if I'm going to clear that out. Okay. Yeah. So before we start our agenda, that is what is data engineering, I would like to tell you about myself. That is, my name is Shaik Saidhul. I am currently working as a solution architect at Contact. I'm also a consultant at Databricks. Okay. So coming to my education, I've completed my master's degree from National Institute of Technology, Tiruchirappalli. I have total 8 years of experience into the data and AI field. I have done many certifications. These are few. I have done 2 certifications in the Azure, 2 certifications in the GCP, 2 certifications in the Databricks, and I have many certifications like Python, SQL, and Terraform from different institutes, I would say. So these are the. This is all about me. That you can just remember me as a Sheikh Saidul. So I'm currently working at 2 places. Okay. So I have graduated, I think, in 2016 from NIT Trichy. Yeah. Okay. So let us see what is actually data engineering, everyone. Okay. So you might be. Can you guys confirm? Am I audible to everyone? And is my screen is visible to all of you without any disturbance from my end? Can
Yes,
you guys
yes,
confirm that once?
yes, six.
Okay.
It's
Great.
beautiful. Thanks.
That's great. That's great. Thank you. So let us start the session, everyone. So, what is data engineering? So, I would like to talk about what is data engineering. So, if I wanted to talk about it, so the maybe every day we will be waking up in the morning and we wanted to have a breakfast. Okay. So, if one wanted to have a breakfast or a lunch, what we are doing it, we just order a food sometimes, right? So we just go to the Swiggy or Zomato and we are going to order a food at Zomato so that we get a food on time. And the moment you are trying to interact with an application, the moment you try to interact with an application, that's where the data gets generated. So that's where the data gets generated, whether it is Swiggy or Zomato, or if you wanted to order some product from e-commerce platforms such as Amazon or Flipkart. So the moment you try to interact with an application, that's where the data gets generated. So you are having the data that is coming from some application, right? So that is one thing. And so for example, if you go some production firms or some medical firms, what usually happens is that they are going to deal the data with some kind of a files or CSV files or a flat files. They enter the data in the form of a CSV files or flat files. That means you have a data that is in the form of a file formats also. It could be a CSV file or a JSON file, Avro file, Parquet file, or ORC file, whatever the file it is. So you have the data that is there in the form of a file formats also. Okay. So I'm just talking about what are these data, where is this data coming from? So the data may come from some application. The data may come from some file formats. The data may come from some databases. Okay. So you have some kind of a business and your entire business data you have stored in the form of a database. Either it could be a MySQL database or a SQL Server database or a PostgreSQL database. So you have the data that is coming from some multiple databases, and then you may have the data that is coming from sensor devices. Nowadays we are seeing a multiple vehicles coming up with a plenty of sensors, right? So you have the data that is coming from multiple sensor devices also. So you have the data that is coming from multiple data sources such as the applications, the files, the databases, or the IoT devices. So what is this one? So what happens if I get a data from these things? So you have the data sources, sir. We have the data coming from these data sources. What is this one? What happens with this data? If you ask me what the business think is that, so if you try to understand this data, if we try to understand this data or analyze this data properly, this data gives you some kind of insights. This data gives you some kind of insights, and those insights are very useful for the business improvement. These insights are very useful for the business improvement. For every business, what is the end goal? They wanted to improve their business. They wanted to improve their business. So if one wanted to improve their business, if one wanted to improve their business, they need to get some kind of information to how to improve their business, how to increase the sales, how to increase the customer count, or how to increase the customer satisfaction. So if I wanted to do all of these things, I need to have a some kind of a information. So how do we get that information? By understanding your data, because this data is from the customer's data only. For example, let us take a Flipkart business. So if you wanted to improve the Flipkart business, what do? I take the Flipkart data. That means last year, how was my sales? The entire sales data from the last year. So I would try to understand the customer pattern. I will try to understand the order pattern from the customer, so that when I try to understand that, that gives me some kind of insights. So the output is to improve the business improvement. The output will be very useful to improve the business improvement. That's what you are seeing the big billion days nowadays. Nowadays we are seeing the big billion days. Why they are putting the big billion days? They understand the pattern of their data and their customers behavior, and they got to know that in the October and September period is a one of the dry period. People will not be able to put much interest in purchasing the items. So that is the reason they come up with a huge discounts. So they call it as a big billion days. Whatever the stock they have, they are going to put it out with a huge discount, because the next year again, the November December, after that you will be having a new year. So all of these things becomes a old stock, so they don't want it to do that. So that's the reason they put a huge discounts on top of them, and they're going to be selling all the stock on top of it. So such a kind of an idea of a big billion days, how it came from? So it is coming from an insight by understanding their data. So the very first important activity for the data engineers is to work with this data and understand the data and find some kind of insights. Those insights are very useful for the business improvement. Those insights are very useful for the business improvement. This is what is data engineering. So this activities of data engineering. So this is a high level idea. If I wanted to tell you what is actually the data engineering, so you will be having the multiple data sources, isn't it? So this is what is data sources. In a data engineering terminology, now I'm going to tell you the data engineering. Okay, so you will be having multiple data sources. If one wanted to analyze the data properly, they need to store the data in some server first. You need to store the data, because this application is running in some server, this data is coming from some other server, or this databases are coming from some other locations altogether. So what you wanted to do, if I wanted to analyze the data, I extract the data from these multiple data sources, then I am going to put it into a single layer called data lake. So where I am going to store the entire raw data. So a data lake is a location where an entire enterprise raw data can be stored here. A raw data can be stored here in its original format itself. Here we can able to store structured data, semi-structured data, and unstructured data also. So that is what is data lake, guys. So here we are going to store the data first. So the very first thing is that we store the data. Once you have the data, as I just told you, this is a raw data. Can I directly use this data for analysis purpose? Can you guys tell me? Can anyone tell me? Can we directly use this data for the analysis purpose?
I think no.
We cannot directly use this data for the analysis purpose, isn't it? If I try to use this data for the analysis, because this data may be having plenty of the problems, right? It may be having some kind of a duplicates. It may be having some kind of a nulls or missing data. It may be having some unnecessary data, unnecessary columns, additional data. It may have a plenty of issues. We can't directly use this data for the analysis purpose, isn't it? I can't just use this data that is coming from multiple data sources. I can't directly use it for the analysis. So that is the reason I am going to do the data pre-processing. I'm going to do the data processing, guys. So this is where you do the processing of the data. So what is this processing, sir, if you ask me? So data processing is nothing but adding some kind of a value to the data, It's because raw data may not be having a proper value. So that's the reason we cannot use it for the analysis purpose. So what we try to do is that we try to process this data by removing the duplicates. By removing the duplicates, or by handling the null values, or by removing the unnecessary columns or unnecessary data. So that's where we are adding some kind of a value to the data. So that data can be used for the analysis. So here we are going to use multiple tools, maybe the Spark framework, or maybe the SQL, or different frameworks. We are going to use it, and we are going to process this data here. Okay, so data processing is one of the important step in the data engineering, where we add some kind of a value to the data, or we enrich the data for the analysis purpose. So that's where once the data is processed, you can actually analyze the data in the warehouses. You can analyze the data in the warehouses. Data warehouses comes up with a built-in SQL engine, built-in SQL query engine, which is capable of running the SQL queries, so that with help of the simple SQL database language, we can able to analyze the data, and we are going to create a analysis reports in the form of a tables here. We are going to create a analysis reports in the form of a table here. These tables are very useful for the downstream, such as the BI, or the machine learning, or the data scientist, or the business groups. So what we are trying to do, guys, so we process the data. Once we process the data, we are sending the data to the data warehouse. So what is this data warehouse? A data warehouse is an entire enterprise data location, where a data coming from your multiple applications, or entire business data, will be available in the warehouse only. Whether you have 10 applications, or whether you have 10 databases, that entire data you are going to pull it and push it to the data warehouse. Because a data warehouse, the name itself, it is saying that the warehouse, it is a warehouse for your data. Okay, so entire data will be available here. You are going to store the data, and you analyze the data here with help of the SQL. And once you do the analysis, you create analysis tables, and those tables are used by the BI for creating the for creating the reports or dashboards. Okay, and there will be a machine learning engineer who creates a machine learning model on top of it. There gets a data scientist who finds a future trends with help of this data tables. And there can be a business group who directly utilize this data for taking a decision. Okay, so this is what is data engineering, everyone. In a data engineering, you will be having a multiple data sources, and you will be having a multiple data sink or downstream. This is your upstream, and this is your downstream. So you extract the data from these multiple data sources, you put it into a one location called data lake, where you are going to store the entire data in the raw format. And we already know that this raw data having a plenty of the issues, so that's where we do the processing. That's where you do the data processing. So data processing is adding value to the data, or enriching the data by removing the duplicates, handling the null values, removing the unnecessary data. And after that, we are going to analyze the data with help of the simple language called SQL in the data warehouses, because the entire enterprise data will be moved to the data warehouses only, and we create a analysis tables and insight tables, you can think of. Okay, insight tables we are going to create, and these insight tables are very useful for the BI, or a machine learning, or a data scientist, or a business groups. So it will be useful for the BI, or ML, or data scientist, or a business group. So this is how you can able to see. And one more thing I would like to tell you is that we will also be taking care of the data governance and monitoring. What is this one, sir? Data governance. In a data engineering, the very important step is data governance and monitoring, making sure that the data is accurate throughout the platform, because you should be sending the data from the data sources to the destination. So you need to think about the accuracy and completeness also, because we cannot just send the data, right? So the client may not be happy with what amount of a data, he may not get the accuracy, so whether this guy is working properly or not. So that's the reason data governance is making sure that data is accurate, and complete throughout the platform. So that's the reason data governance and monitoring is also a very important aspect here. So this is what is data engineering, everyone. A data engineering is a process of, you can see here, data engineering is a process of collecting the data, organizing the data, preparing the large amounts of the data so that it can be easily used and analyzed. So that it can be easily used and analyzed. During this process, it may involve designing and building the new systems and infrastructure, and that allow the data to be captured and stored and processed efficiently. So the main thing is that we wanted to analyze the data. For doing that, we are going to collect the data, organize the data, and prepare the large amounts of the data for the analysis purpose. During this process, we may have to create the systems, or we may have to create the entire infrastructure which should be running in an automated fashion, in a scheduled fashion, should automatically capture the data, process the data, and analyze the data. So this is what is data engineering, everyone. Okay, so in a data engineering, you will be having these many steps. So what is the role of a data engineer then? So this is where we have a multiple steps, right? So that's where a data engineer, one data engineer works on the data ingestion, one data engineer works on the data storage and management. One data engineer may works on the data processing, or data quality and governance, data pipeline creations, performance optimization, monitoring and maintenance. So multiple data engineers are going to be working on multiple data engineering activities. One guy can work on the data ingestion process, data storage and management, data processing, data quality and governance, data pipeline creation, performance optimization, monitoring and maintenance. So this is what is the role of a data engineer, everyone. Okay, so I hope you guys got some idea about what is data engineering and what is the role of a data engineer. Okay, can you guys confirm, maybe with the help of the thumbs up or anything? Are you guys able to follow me?
Yes, sir. Yes. Go ahead, please.
Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So let's move ahead further. Let us try to understand what is this Google Cloud Platform also. I hope no one is having any questions. If anyone have any questions, you can please raise your hand, guys, at any time. Yeah. So let me gonna talk about the Google Cloud Platform. In a simple words, what is Google Cloud Platform is that if I wanted to tell you, I would like to tell you with the help of the other cloud platforms. That can you guys tell me other cloud platforms which you know?
OCI, Amazon, Azure.
Correct. So we now own AWS, or we know also about the Azure. We might have know about the GCP also. So these are the three leading cloud providers, isn't it? Okay. So you have the data. Sorry, you have a three leading cloud providers, AWS. These are the cloud platforms, right? So AWS is a one of the cloud provider, Azure is a one of the cloud provider, and GCP is also one of the leading cloud provider. So I can say that, so these are the three leading cloud providers. So the moment when I say cloud provider, can you guys tell me what they provide us? So these are the leading cloud providers, right? So can you guys tell me what they provide us?
Accurate data.
They provide us the cloud
Analysis.
computing services,
Acha, acha.
right? They provide us the cloud computing services, right? So these services are very useful for the organizations to build the application, if they wanted to build the application, or deploy the application, or scale the application. If they wanted to store some data, or process some data, or analyze some data. If they wanted to create some machine learning model, deploy some machine learning model, or scale some machine learning model. So this is what is a cloud provider. So you have a AWS, Azure, and GCP. These are the three leading cloud providers in the market. They provide us the cloud computing services. These services are very useful for the organizations to build their application or deploy their, or maybe in a project you will be having multiple requirements, right? So in a project you will be having, you may have to build an application or store the data or create some machine learning model. So these cloud computing services are very useful for the organizations to fulfill their project requirements. Okay, so these cloud computing services are very useful for the organizations to fulfill their project requirements. Sir, can you tell me what is mean by project requirement? Either it can be building some application or deploying some application or creating some storage server or storing the data, processing the data, or analyzing the data, or visualizing the data, or maybe building some machine learning model, or deploying it, or registering it and scaling up and down as per the requirement, or maybe creating some kind of a networking component such as VPC subnets. So, whatever the activity that you wanted to do it for your project fulfillment, cloud providers are providing you a computing services to you, so that these services are very useful for the organizations to use it for their project fulfillment purpose. So this is why, so this is how one of the leading cloud provider is a Google Cloud Platform that we are talking about. So what is Google Cloud Platform, guys? Google Cloud Platform is a one of the leading cloud provider. They provide you the cloud computing services for the organizations to fulfill their project requirements. So this is what is Google Cloud Platform. Very simple, right? Google Cloud Platform is one of the leading cloud provider which provides you the cloud computing services for the organizations to build the application, deploy the application, or scale the applications and services in the cloud platform. And these services are highly reliable, highly secure, and it provides you the multiple data centers throughout the world. If someone wanted to use the resources also, they can use it. Okay, so this is what is Google Cloud Platform, guys. So you can see here. So Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services, right? So Google Cloud Platform is a suite of cloud computing services provided by the Google that offers a range of products and solutions to help the organizations to build, deploy, and scale an applications and services in the cloud. And these services are highly reliable, secure, and scalable infrastructure, and it is having a plenty of data centers throughout the world. Okay, so this is what is Google Cloud Platform, guys, in a simple word. Sir, can you tell me what kind of a services it is providing? So this is what is GCP's service portfolio. It is going to be providing you the compute services, identity and security services, management tools, networking services, big data services, storage and database services, and machine learning services. It is going to be providing you the plenty of the services. Out of them, so I'm going to show you here few things. If you wanted to see how the Google Cloud Platform looks like, so let me gonna go to here, console.cloud.google.com. So we have to go to the console.cloud.google.com, everyone, and this is how our home page looks like. This is how our home page looks like, and here you will be able to see a multiple. So this is how a Google Cloud Console homepage looks like, where you can go to here and you can able to click on the all products. The moment you click on the all products, you should be able to see it is providing you more than 4,500 products in the marketplace. So it is providing you the management services such as, see here, plenty of the management services, compute services, storage services. This is how you have the storage services and analytics services. So here you have plenty of the analytics services also it is providing, and networking services, and storage and serverless services, so database services. So these many services it is going to be providing you. All of these services are very, very useful for the organizations to do whatever the activity that they wanted to do in their project. Okay, so these services are very much useful. And if in a simple words, what is Google Cloud Platform? It is one of the leading cloud provider which provides you the services very useful for the organizations. And what are those services, sir? A simple category of the services I have shown you here. In our upcoming sessions, we are focusing on the big data services, and we are focusing on the storage and database services because we wanted to become a GCP data engineer. We wanted to become a GCP data engineer. We are going to focus on the big data services and storage and database services. Okay, so that is what. And why we need to learn the GCP? If you ask me, so we need to learn the GCP because it is having a very good community support. It is having a very good community support, and these services are highly cost effective compared to the Azure and AWS. The Google Cloud Platform providing you the cost effective services, and services are flexible and scalable, and these services are reliable and secure and providing you the fully managed services, and the interface is also very simple and fast. So this is how you will be having a plenty of the benefits when you start using the GCP services. It is not you and me start using it, it's the companies are started using it. So that's the reason you have a very good opportunities for the GCP. Okay, so because guys, so when the companies started utilizing the GCP, so that's where you will be having a plenty of opportunities, right? So why they are using it, if you ask me, this is what is the reason that they are using. You see, it is providing you the very good community support. The services are very cheap compared to the other services, and flexible and scalable and reliable and secure and fully managed services and faster services, and also it is providing you. So this is how, this is the reason that most of the companies are started using the GCP. You should be able to see the growth rate here. If you look at the growth rate here, Google Cloud Platform growth rate is in the last quarter, it is 54%, even more than the AWS and Azure. That means it's because that the companies are started using the GCP even more than the Azure and AWS. It's because of its cost effective nature, and it is having the services are reliable and secure throughout. So that is the reason you should be able to look at here. This is the reason that we should be understanding that there is a plenty of openings for the GCP data engineers, because the moment the company started using it, it's because of its cost effective nature. There should be a data engineer who should be able to compensate the manpower, right? So that's the main aim of this course is to make you a very good professional in the Google Cloud data engineer, so that you can able to work in the Google Cloud Platform data engineering services comfortably. You can easily crack it, you can able to comfortably work in the company. So that is the main aim of this course, guys. And so that is how Google Cloud Platform. If anyone have any questions, please raise your hand on GCP, guys, Google Cloud Platform. So we have seen two topics. One is, I have told you two topics. One is what is data engineering. You can unmute yourself and also talk, guys, if anyone have any question. I have told you about
Sir,
what is.
I have a sir question.
Yes, please.
Sir, what is the more difference between AWS and GCP?
Correct.
Because
So
AWS is in the market for 2005 or before.
correct. So I would like to tell you the difference between the AWS and Azure and GCP. Guys, I will try to tell you so that you guys can understand it. Okay. So AWS, sorry, AWS and Azure. So both comes from the same category, AWS for Azure. So I would like to tell you, as I just told you, that the growth market for the GCP is very high. Growth market for the GCP is very high. It's because of its cost effective nature. Because when it comes to the data engineering, AWS, Azure, and GCP all are providing you the similar services only. But the difference here is that the GCP services are cost effective. So that's the reason most of the companies are started using the GCP. So that's where you have a plenty of the openings. You have a plenty of openings for the GCP. Sir, how do we tackle it? So it's like this one. So don't worry about whether the company is using this service or that cloud or this cloud, but look at yours. Look at you, that AWS and Azure is there in the market from the last 10 years. GCP is only there in the last market from the 2 to 3 years. Okay. So now you wanted to enter into the cloud and you wanted to become a data engineer. So this is what is your agenda. You wanted to enter into the cloud and you wanted to become a data engineer. So assume that you are learning the AWS. There is one guy who is learning the AWS. There is one more guy who wanted to learn the GCP. So there are two guys. One guy who is learning the AWS or Azure, and one more guy who is learning the GCP. Can you tell me who get the job easily? Can you tell me who get the
Sir,
job easily?
according to market, more clouds, both clouds are in the peak position because AWS is also
I'll tell you.
professional is also required in the company.
I'll tell you. So for
Yes,
your, when you look at the market, so market is very huge. You have a opportunities also, but this guy is going for an interview. He learned the course and he is going for the interview. And this guy is also learned the course. He is going for the interview. Tell me, this guy who is competing with whom? So if he goes for an interview, he is competing with the skilled professionals who are already there in the 10 years market, right? He is trying to competing with the already skilled professionals, isn't it? He wanted to learn the course and he learned the course because he thought that AWS and Azure is having a very good market, and he learned the course. When he enter into the interviews, and he is actually competing with the professionals who are there in the market from the last 10 years. Because like you, who however you are learning the AWS and Azure, people might have learned 10 years onwards every year, and you are actually competing with them. Getting the job is very, very hard here. Okay. And but this guy actually smartly selected the GCP data engineering course. What he might have done is that he learned the course, and now he also understand the market better, because the growth rate for the GCP is very huge. That means plenty of the opportunities are there. Okay, plenty of the opportunities are there. And when he went to the interview, can you tell me whom he is competing with?
Only 2 and 3 years completed in LLM market.
This 2 and 3 years who don't go for the they don't switch for the company at all. Mostly people does not switch it in 1 or 2 years, right? So he is actually competing with the learners like you. So you are learning some course, and that guy is also learn course, and you are actually both competing each other. Okay, so whoever is learning good, they can get the job. It's not about the real time experience. They are not the professionals at all. Okay, they learn the course like you and you learn the course like you. Tell me, guys, would be easy to get the job or not?
Yes, sir.
So that is the idea that you have to do it. And I have been telling you the same thing from last 30
Sir,
batch.
without one more question, sir. Without certification, you can
Yes,
got the job in market.
without the certifications also you can get the job. That's not a that's not a problem at all. Certification is not a problem at all. I've been teaching from the last 30 batches, almost 500 to 600 students we have delivered. They are actually almost 97% actually. I know this is the count that I know from my personal batches. So from the institute I don't get it, right? So from my personal batch, 97% got a very good hike, and they actually able to move from the non-IT to IT also with a very easily. It's because of this. When you have a very good opportunities, this will happen. When you have a very good opportunities and when you play smart here. So this guy actually played smart, and this guy is having a very good knowledge and he can able to learn it. But the moment he selected the AWS and Azure, there is a huge competition. There is a huge competition because 10 years skilled professionals are available here. Okay, huge competition.
Yes.
And there are plenty of opportunities also, but huge competition, he cannot be able to get the job. But this guy played smart and he get able to job and he can easily work. So this has been happening from the last 9 to 10 months onwards, guys. We've been teaching it. So plenty of the people are able to easily get into the IT with the GCP data engineering. Not only GCP data engineering, GCP DevOps
Sir,
also. But for the GCP data engineering, you will be having a plenty of openings. And for GCP, for data engineering, from the last people say it, as per the analysts, they are saying it, for next 10 years there is a huge demand for the GCP data engineers, not GCP. For data engineers in the next 10 years there is a huge demand. So you'll be having a plenty of openings where there's a huge demand. You will be getting a very good pace also. So that's how you have to plan it smartly, and you have to get a job easily, get into the job. Okay, so that's the idea. Any other questions?
Programming language required for
I
GCP?
will tell you. I'll tell you. Okay, all of those things. So if anyone have any questions on the GCP, you can ask me. After that, I will tell you about the course curriculum and what is the prerequisite for the course and what is the course details. That's where we will wrap up the session. Okay. So I hope we are clear on the GCP topic. Is it clear? Can you guys confirm? Yes. So if the both topics such as data engineering as well as Google Cloud Platform is clear, I am going to talk about the detailed course curriculum, guys. The detailed course curriculum, and I have designed my course curriculum into two topics. I have divided the course curriculum into two topics. Let me gonna tell you. Okay, I have divided this into two things. So the entire topics I have divided into two things. One is cloud basics. Okay, the second one is data engineering. Data engineering tools or services you can talk. Okay, so this is how. First, I'm going to tell you the topics about the cloud basics, and the next thing about the data engineering. We must and should have a Google Cloud Basics. So that is our very first topic, where we are going to talk about the cloud overview. In our upcoming sessions, we are going to see about the cloud overview and why we need the cloud platform. And I started telling you about the GCP introduction and why we learn the GCP, the opportunities and certifications I've been just started telling you. And in the next session, we are going to see about the GCP interfaces, what is console, what is cloud shell, what is cloud SDK. And after that, I am going to tell you about the cloud console walkthrough. In that one, I'm going to tell you free tier account, guys. So this free tier account is worth of $300 for the next 90 days. More than enough for you to do all the practicals, all the lab sessions, I would say. Practicals are lab sessions for our project implementations, for case studies, everything we are going to do it in the Google Cloud Platform practically, guys. For that one, I am going to tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP. I'm going to tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP with all of these things in our upcoming sessions. Maybe on Monday or Tuesday, I'm going to tell you guys. In the third or fourth session, I'm going to tell you. After that, I will tell you the project setup and enabling the APIs and the building, all of these things. And then we are going to look at the GCP locations, regions, zones, and selection criteria and the importance. After that, we are going to see the security aspect, that as IAM and admin access control activities, who are identities, what is roles, what is policy, what is resource hierarchy. So these are our cloud basics, guys. We are having total 5 modules are there. What is GCP? GCP interfaces, console walkthrough, GCP locations, and IAM and admin. So we are going to cover the cloud basics first, so that we will be having a good hands-on on the Google Cloud Platform. Once we have a exposure to the Google Cloud Platform, we are going to start with the data engineering tools. Okay, when it comes to the data is categorized into 3 ways: unstructured data, semi-structured data, and structured data. So for unstructured data, we are learning about the Google Cloud Storage. For semi-structured data, we will be learning about Bigtable. For structured OLTP, we have Cloud SQL. For OLAP, for BigQuery. So here we are learning about 4 services: Google Cloud Storage, Bigtable, Cloud SQL, BigQuery. So don't ask me what are these things. We are going to see in a very detail what is Google Cloud Storage and how do we work with the Google Cloud Storage, and practicals and lab sessions and assignments for each and every topic. Okay. Similarly, what is Bigtable, what is Cloud SQL, what is BigQuery. 4 services here we are covering, right? And in the next, we will be focusing on data pipeline creations. How do we create the data pipelines? Data pipelines can be, our data processing can be done in multiple Spark. With the help of the Spark, we are going to learn about the PySpark. We are learning about Dataproc service where we are running our PySpark pipelines. We are creating the Beam pipelines in the data flow. We are learning about the code-free environment data fusion and a workflow orchestration tool that is Airflow and the Lakehouse platform that is Databricks. We are also learning about Databricks. And after that, so here again, one, Dataproc, data flow, data fusion, Databricks, Airflow. So total 5 services here again. And we are learning about PubSub for streaming data ingestion, event-based solution cloud functions, infrastructure. This is a complementary topic. Terraform. So again here 3. 1, 2, 3. Total 3 topics here we are covering. And in addition to this one, we will be learning about the Linux basics, the Python crash course, the PySpark concepts, and Beam concepts. We will also be covering the all of these things as a complementary, because one should know about the Linux basics. As a data engineer, you should be having the Linux basics and the Python crash course and the PySpark concepts and the Beam concepts also. We will be covering all of these concepts as well. Okay, and so this is how the course details. So before we enter into the course details, I'm going to tell you how our course, however, so if notebook looks like, this is our notebook guys for accessing everything. I'm going to share you this link once you guys are enrolled for the course, and this will be having everything that you need. Okay, so this is just a link. If I share you the link, you will be able to open this platform. Okay, so let me gonna show you one thing. Right, so if one wanted to have a course curriculum, so you'll be having a course curriculum here guys. So this is our course curriculum, Google Cloud Data Engineering Training with real world projects and case studies. It is a course of 2.5 months online course we are covering. So look at here, GCP Cloud Basics, Introduction, GCP Interfaces. In tomorrow topic, we are going to cover the interfaces only. After that, the locations, and Linux basics, Python, everything in a detailed course curriculum. If one wanted to see it, they can actually go here. All the topics are mentioned in a very detail, what we are going to cover, how many pipelines we are going to cover, use cases. Right, I will show you here also in our notebook. So first, cloud basics. We are going to start with the cloud basics, everyone. We are going to start with the cloud basics, GCP interfaces, console walkthrough, GCP locations, and IAM and admin. So this is about cloud basics only. I will also tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP so that you guys can able to create a free tier account in the GCP also. That is one thing. And installing the SDK, because we are going to interact with the SDK also, we should be. The Linux basics also here. The basic Linux commands also we are covering. Next, the very first data engineering service, that is Google Cloud Storage. What is Google Cloud Storage? How do we work with the Google Cloud Storage? By creating a bucket. How can we create a bucket using the console? How can we create a bucket using the Cloud Shell? And what are the commands of working with the Cloud Shell? And the assignments. Similarly, what is Cloud SQL? How many ways that we can able to connect with the Cloud SQL? Cloud SQL database migration project. Here we are covering the database migration project, end-to-end database migration project. And sample data for the database migration, and you have a assignment also here again. What is BigQuery? So sorry, here. What is BigQuery? BigQuery's architecture, BigQuery limitations. Working with the BigQuery, different ways of creating the tables in the BigQuery, table creations. Partitions in the BigQuery, what is native table, what is external table, what is partitioning, what is clustering, different ways of creating the partitions and clustering. Working with arrays, how do we work with the array kind of a data in the BigQuery? Very, very advanced topic, right? Arrays, list kind of a data, how do we work with it? Nested and repeated fields, nested columns also, how do we work with it? You have assignments also here. Case study 1, Spotify case study 2, social media case study, and BigQuery views. What is a view? What is materialized view? What is authorized view? Sample data sets for your practice. Python. So as I told you, we are covering the Python. So Python chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Data types, data structures, string operators, numbers, boolean, list, tuple, dictionary set, if and else statements, for loops and while loops, exceptional handling, file input output operations, functions and classes. All the topics that is required for data engineer is covered here for Python. Python installation, Python notebook for practice, and practice questions for you. What is Dataproc? What is Hadoop? How it is different from the Spark? What is Spark? Spark architecture, Spark methodology of working. What is Dataproc? Use cases of the Dataproc, creating the cluster in the Dataproc. And Dataproc pipelines, creating the cluster with a multiple ways. And lab sessions here. So all of these things we are going to cover the PySpark in the Jupyter environment. Jupyter notebooks are here. Sample data sets for practice. Case study 1. This is a real-time project itself. When I say case study 1. Case study 2. With all the data validation, data transformation, logging and monitoring, error handling. This is a what I call it as the industry standard code we are going to implement. Industry standard code we are going to implement here. And after that we have a assignment 1, assignment 2 for you, assignment 3, an end-to-end pipeline, again an industry standard end-to-end pipeline from the BigQuery to the GCS to the MLT. How do we? This is again an end-to-end pipeline. And if one wanted to learn more about the Spark also. Data flow. What is data flow? How it is different from the Dataproc? What is Apache Beam? What is Beam framework? How it is different from the Spark? What is Dataproc? How it is different from the data flow? The lab sessions, the sample data sets, use case 1, assignment 1, template method of creating the pipelines here, end-to-end streaming pipeline. Here we are covering an end-to-end streaming pipeline also here, guys. So that's also there. Okay, and after that PubSub, a streaming data ingestion tool, how it is PubSub, and the use cases, the architecture. Airflow, very important topic. So what is workflow orchestration? What is composer? Composer architecture. What is DAG? Creating the DAG, cron job format. Creating a composer, different ways. Level 1 DAG, each level of the DAG is nothing but a one case study, guys, nothing but a one pipeline in the companies itself. Level 1 DAG, level 2 DAG, you will be looking at the moment I say, you will be having the code also available here. You can double click on it and you can able to download it also. Level 2 DAG, level 3 DAG, level 4 DAG. Assignment for you, implementing a CI/CD here, guys. We are going to implement an end-to-end CI/CD also here. Okay, so that is also there. Data fusion. What is data fusion, and how do we create a pipelines in the data fusion? And end-to-end data pipeline with a data fusion. Cloud functions. What is cloud functions? How it is serverless event-based solutions, how we can able to use it. Cloud function 1, cloud function 2. Databricks, very important. Databricks introduction. Why Lakehouse platform? How it is different from the data warehouse and data lake, and Databricks Lakehouse platform. Spark and Databricks DBFS. Setting up a Databricks workspace on the Google Cloud platform. Unity catalog, high level architecture, and what is Unity catalog and why the Unity catalog is required. So what is cluster? Different types of cluster modes. Notebooks, DB utility commands, delta tables, delta lake tables, dataset creations, structured streaming. So structured streaming pipelines also we are covering. Autoloader, a Databricks utility for the data ingestion. Medallion architecture, end-to-end workflow here. We are covering the end-to-end workflow here, guys. Okay, end-to-end workflow. When I say workflow, it will be having the bronze layer pipeline, bronze layer pipeline, silver pipeline, and gold pipeline, and we are going to have a triggering these things with the multiple other pipelines also, and the repository for the Azure Databricks. And finally the complementary topics, a complementary end-to-end project pipeline for you guys. This is a complementary, you have a video here for the complementary. And Terraform, again a complementary, you will be having a video here again. And Spanner versus SQL and GitHub, again a complementary, guys. And once all of these things are provided for our students, for those who wanted to go for the job, you will be having the, see here in an interview tab, you have an interview tab. You can go for the interview tab. You will be having a resume templates if one wanted to go for a job and crack the job easily. Interview introduction, we made it easily for you guys. I've been teaching this course from the last 10 to 12 months, more than a year I've been teaching this course. So what I'm done is that I made it easy for those people who are going for an interview. Project one explanation, the architecture. Project two explanation, architecture. Data engineering theoretical questions, SQL coding questions. These are the questions from the interview itself. Okay, and Python coding questions, PySpark coding questions, certification dumps, those who wanted to go for certification. So everything with a detailed course content, including the topics also I have shown you guys in the notebook. This is a notebook that you are going to provide you once you enroll for the course. I'm going to show you the how it will be opening for you. So the moment you paste the link in the browser, you can able to see the notebook open for you like this. However, I have opened, so you don't have to work with multiple PDFs, this one and that one. You don't have to do that because I have made it everything easy for you guys. So you can see here. So you can go to the interview tab. You have a resumes, interview, and all of these things. Cloud basics, Google Cloud Storage. Okay, so the moment you go for the Google Cloud Storage, this is how the notes easily created for you guys. Okay, so this is how you can able to see Cloud SQL. So you have everything in a one single location itself. You just have to access this link. That's it. Okay, so that is how. And I'll tell you how to create a free tier account in the GCP. Now coming to our course details. So our course details, coming to our duration is 2.5 months, guys. More than 50 hours it will take. And daily 1 hour will be there. So you'll be having daily 1 hour, guys, for next 50 hours, Monday to Friday only. Timings are same, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. The timings are 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. The same timings, everyone. Sorry. And the next thing is that delivery sessions, online live sessions only. Every day we will be having live sessions. Add-ons, we will be providing you the video recordings daily basis. Comprehensive material, just now I have shown you the comprehensive material. Assignments, real-time projects and case studies, interview questions, certification dumps, and resume assistance. So all of these things are again provided to you guys. Okay, so this is how our course details looks like. The only prerequisite for this course, is SQL, guys. You just need to have a basic knowledge on the SQL. Okay, basic knowledge on the SQL is very much important for this course. We're expecting our candidates to be having a basic knowledge on the SQL. That is a prerequisite for this course. Okay, and the target audience, whoever you are, if you think that, sir, I'm struggling to secure a dream job, sir, I'm struggling, sir, I'm stuck up in my current role, sir, I cannot come out of it, I'm stagnant, I can't learn anything, sir, my role does not have any openings. So even though if I wanted to, I have a very good knowledge in my current role, but there is no opportunities for my current role. If you think that you are feeling stuck in your current role, or if you're looking for a fast growing, high demanding career, okay, high demanding career, if you are looking for a high pay, also seeking a company switch with a rewarding pay hike, or you are a non-IT but eagerly break into the IT field if you wanted to do it, but you do not know what to do, so this is a course for you again. And you are coming from a testing background, mainframe background, or a support role background, sir, my package is very low and I just wanted to be a demanding career, I wanted to have a very good pay hike, I wanted to come out of my role and I wanted to enter into the more challenging roles. That is what is this course is for you guys. Okay, so whoever you are, I hope you are coming from these any of you fall into any of these points, I hope. Okay, if you wanted to come out of it, or sir, I wanted to upskill myself, I wanted to go for certifications, okay, at any point, if you are feeling coming under any of these points, this course is for you guys. For the next 2.5 months, it is going to be a very good sessions where we are going to cover, and we are going to have a very details from the basic to the advanced topics we are going to cover with an industry standard code, so that it will be easy for you to adapt to the industry standards once you get a job. Our main aim is to not to crack the jobs. Okay, cracking the interview is very simple with this course, I'm telling you guys, because you have a plenty of opportunities. Cracking a job with this course is very easy, because I have, this is from my old students that they are saying, because cracking the course is very easy. The main agenda for this course is to make you comfortably work in the company once you get a job. Once you get a job, you have to comfortably work. So that's the main aim of this course. Getting the job is very easy with this course. You have a plenty of the opportunities. Okay, so you can easily double, triple. Also, you can make your package. That is possible. Okay, yeah. I just wanted to end the session today. And tell me, guys, if anyone have any question, you please raise your hand. You can talk to me directly. Please raise your hand if anyone have any questions on the course.
Hi, sir.
This,
This is Sir.
yes,
Regarding
Kausar. Yeah.
regarding the data migration, I only concern. So suppose we have two node racks on Oracle. So we wanted to migrate in GCP, so we can
So
do the activity.
yes, we can do that. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So one of the
Thanks.
guys asking one more thing, guys. So the course timing. So I'm going to tell you one more time the course timings. So the timings are from 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. every day. Okay, 9 p.m. to 10 p.m. And yes, Monday to Friday, correct. So Monday to Friday will be there. Daily 1 hour. Daily 1 hour. Daily 1 hour session will be there. And we will be providing you the recordings. Yes, we will be providing you the recordings, and the recordings validity will be 1 year. And you will be provided with the resumes, interview kit also, where you will be having the interview questions, theoretical questions, coding questions, and the resumes and certification dumps also. So all of these things are provided to you guys. I just wanted to highlight it one more time. So the timings is this one: Monday to Friday, daily 1 hour. Recordings are provided for a 1 year validity. Resume assistance, interview kit. So you will be having interview kit for coding questions and all of those things, theoretical questions, coding questions, and certification from dumps for both ACE as well as PDE. For both ACE as well as PDE, we are providing it. Okay. Yeah. Any other questions, guys? Anyone, please?
Sir, one-time paid course or installment wise?
So it's actually a full-time payment only. You have to do it, guys. If you're doing it in installments, you may have to pay extra, I guess. Okay. So please connect with an admin. Yeah. Okay, on that thing. So for payment details related perspective, you please connect with an admin, guys, for any payment related. So they will help you on that. So please connect with an admin. They will call you guys. Okay. Yeah. And one more thing is that I forgot to tell you. Yeah, we also have a one more demo session tomorrow. Please try to attend the session tomorrow as well. We are going to cover about how to interact with the GCP services. Okay, we are going to cover
Sir,
about.
excuse me, sir. I have
Yes.
one more question. Sir, I'm a student of MSc IS.
Okay.
So this course is helpful for me.
Anyone, I'm telling you, if you are coming from degree or MSc or BTech for MTech, whatever you are, okay, if you are eager to learn some course and go for the job, if you have that zeal in you, then getting the job becomes easy for this course. It's because you have a plenty of opportunities. You get a plenty of the calls. Okay, you get 20 to 30 calls. At least one call, if you are able to crack it, you are getting the job. Okay, so that's how. You have a plenty of, if you do not have a calls, that's where the problem is. When you have a calls, it's easy for you to get the job, but the only thing is that you should be knowing how do we work once you get the job. So this course is that tells you how to crack the interview, along with that how do you work once you got the job. So both we are going to cover here. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, hi sir. Actually,
Yes, Surya.
yeah, actually, this one today only I started.
Okay.
attending, sir. Like, is there anything I missed it previously?
No, today is the demo session. Today is our first demo.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, today is the first demo. Yes. Okay. Yes, Surya. You don't need to have a Python also here. Python I'm covering. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Python
Sir,
I'm
the
covering.
programming language must
Python. Yes, must.
needed.
Yes, must.
Python
But
and other
Python and SQL. That's it.
Python SQL.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Or
Okay,
Linux
guys.
also.
No, that basic things. Basic things. See, don't worry about anything. Just as long as this course we are going to start it, just to learn about the basics of SQL. That's it. Come with a basic knowledge on the SQL. Okay, so that is a requisite for the course. Okay, course prerequisite is SQL knowledge, basic knowledge, and the course outcome you are going to become a data engineer. All the topics we are going to cover: Python, Linux, PySpark, Beam, and data ingestion, data processing, data analysis. All of those topics we are going to cover in a very detail. Data pipelines, performance optimization, everything we are going to cover. Just come with a basic knowledge on the SQL, and once the course is completed, you are going to become a full-fledged GCP data engineer. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, sir. Good night.
Yes. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, so I hope it is clear for you guys. So tomorrow we are having the demo session 2. Please try to attend the demo session 2. And if you guys have any questions also, you can ask me in the tomorrow's demo session as well. And if anyone have any questions, you can ask me. Otherwise, we can wind up the session for today. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you all. Have a great day. Bye-bye. We will meet at the same time tomorrow, guys.
Okay, thanks. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Thank
you,
you,
guys.
sir.
Thank you, guys.